Hello, and welcome to your training course for the Oxford English Teaching Certification by Oxford Education. My name is Laura Belmar, and I'm thrilled and happy to see you here for video number 3 of this training course. Welcome, and enjoy the journey. Our topic for video number 3 is going to be phonology and phonetics. So, let's begin. Now, let's begin with phonetics. Phonetics is the study of speech sounds, how sounds sound in a particular language. It digs into the physical production, the acoustic properties, and the articulatory features of sounds in a language. Within phonetics, we have articulatory phonetics. This branch examines how speech sounds are physically produced, involving movements of the tongue, the lips, vocal cords, and other organs such as your soft palate. Next, we have acoustic phonetics. This area focuses on the properties of sound waves, including aspects like frequency, intensity, and duration, and how they contribute to our perception of speech. Lastly, auditory phonetics explores how sounds are perceived by the ear and processed by the brain. This encompasses our ability to recognize pitch, tone, and other auditory characteristics. Now, let's shift our focus to phonology. Phonology is the study of how sounds function within a particular language. It's concerned with the organization and distribution of speech sounds in a linguistic system. In phonology, we work with phonemes, which are distinct units of sound that can change the meaning of a word. And we also examine allophones, which are variations of a phoneme that don't alter the meaning. Just as there are grammatical rules, phonological rules govern how phonemes and allophones interact in a language. They dictate aspects like pronunciation, syllable structure, and intonation patterns. Understanding phonetics and phonology equips you with powerful tools to enhance your English teaching. It allows you to address pronunciation challenges, develop effective language materials, and guide your students towards clearer communication. Now, we can't talk about phonology and phonetics without discussing the International Phonetics Alphabet. So let's dig into this indispensable tool, also known as IPA. The International Phonetic Alphabet, or IPA, is a standardized system of phonetic notation, how to write phonetic sounds. It provides a precise and consistent way to represent the sounds of spoken language across the globe. The primary purpose of IPA is to accurately transcribe the sounds of any language. It allows linguists, teachers, and learners to understand and replicate the pronunciation of words with precision. Each IPA symbol represents a specific speech sound. These symbols have been carefully designed to convey how a sound is produced in terms of place of articulation, manner of articulation, and voicing. For teachers, the IPA is an invaluable tool. It enables you to accurately guide your students in pronouncing words, helping them overcome pronunciation challenges and achieve clearer communication. The IPA also facilitates the learning of foreign languages by providing accurate transcriptions. It allows learners to grasp the pronunciation of unfamiliar words and to do so more effectively. Taking IPA beyond the classroom, It serves as a crucial tool for linguistic analysis. It allows researchers to study and compare the phonetic systems of different languages, advancing our understanding of language diversity. Today, numerous online resources and dictionaries incorporate IPA transcriptions, making it more accessible than ever, both for teachers and for learners to integrate this powerful tool into their language studies and into their language training. Embracing the International Phonetic Alphabet will empower teachers, you, to elevate your language instruction, ensuring precise pronunciation and fostering a deeper understanding of phonetics. That being said, let's explore why integrating phonetics into your ESL classroom is a powerful tool for enhancing language acquisition. Pronunciation precision is paramount. Phonetics help learners grasp the subtleties of English sounds, ensuring that they articulate words accurately and are understood by native speakers. The use of phonetic helps to reduce accent. It provides learners with the tools to modify their speech patterns, leading to clearer communication and increased confidence in diverse English speaking environments. Many times I have had students who are afraid to speak because they think that their English just doesn't sound good. Phonetics support word recognition. By introducing learners to phonetic transcriptions, you empower them to decode unfamiliar words, expanding their vocabulary and also their reading comprehension skills. Think of this, even if you know English. How many times have you read a book or an article and suddenly you come across an unfamiliar word that you're really not sure how to pronounce? If you can't pronounce it correctly, you won't know how it sounds. And if you don't know how it sounds, most probably you won't know what it means. Another very important thing is that understanding phonetics establishes a strong link between spelling and pronunciation. It demystifies irregular spellings and equips learners to independently navigate written text with greater ease. Phonetics also enhances listening comprehension skills. By training ears to discern subtle sound differences, learners become more adept at understanding spoken English, whether it is in conversations, lectures, or media. Also, it enables effective error correction. Understanding phonetic nuances allows you, as a teacher, to provide precise feedback, addressing specific pronunciation challenges and guiding improvement. Above all, phonetics builds confidence. Mastering the sounds of English instills a sense of achievement in learners, empowering them, again, to communicate effectively and participate more actively in a wide variety of contexts. This is crucial. Integrating phonetics into your English as a second language classroom enriches the learning experience. You will give your students tools for accurate, confident, and expressive English communication. Now, let's explore what teachers like you and I can do to effectively incorporate phonetics into our lessons with real life examples and with actionable strategies. Let's start, for example, by examining specific sounds. For example, the sounds p and b, which are called bilabial sounds. Why? Because they're done with both lips. B, p, peppermint, pound, parchment, b, bulb, bee, By. By practicing articulating these sounds with your students, you can help them to pronounce better. A very difficult consonant sound in English, for example, is th, th. Thank you. 3. Thought. Many people, because they see that it's written with the letter T, they say taught and taught, and thought are completely different. Tree and 3 are completely different. Next, let's focus on vowels. Vowels in English are complicated. There are many different vowel sounds. Long sounds, short sounds. If they're with another letter, they sound differently. If sometimes they're written with 3 letters and they sound different. So that is a difficult thing to do. So encourage your students to differentiate between vowel sounds like E and oo, or for example, ah. I love to sit in the sun to get warm. I have a 3-year-old son. My son loves to sit in the sun. There is a slight difference in the pronunciation of the short ah as in box, sun, and as in umbrella, sun. Make sure that you provide clear articulation demonstrations and have your students repeat after you. Now, words. Use phonetic transcriptions to break down words like cat or dog. Guide your students through the correct pronunciation, emphasizing individual sounds. K, a, t, k, cat, at, k, at, cat, cat. Another thing that you can do is introduce minimal pairs, just like I did with my son who likes the sun. These are pairs of words that differ by only one sound and very, very subtly. For example, ship, sheep. This exercise sharpens your students' ability to discern and produce specific sounds accurately. Sheep, ship, sheep, ship. Leverage technology. There are various apps and software available that provide interactive phonetics. These tools and exercises can engage your students, and they also offer, obviously, additional practice outside of the classroom. You can even try it yourself. Tongue twisters are fantastic for phonetics practice. Challenge your students with tongue twisters like, she sells seashells by the seashore, or Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy didn't care. Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't Fuzzy Wuzzy. Those are difficult to say. But with practice, your students are going to be able to get a more clear approach and a clearer practice to phonetics. And of course, let's not forget that it also adds an element of fun. Last but not least, foster a collaborative environment. There's a part of a talent to this. It has to do with the development of how we, as when we were little, we were trained to listen and decode sounds. The more that a child was stimulated with music or with speech, the easier it is for him to decode sounds. So you may have a student who has a better pronunciation than another one. Pair your students up for pronunciation exercises. Encourage constructive feedback, allowing them to learn from each other's strengths and their challenges. Now, I'm sure that you must be thinking, excuse me, I teach little kids. How am I going to show them the International Phonetic Alphabet? I know. For those who teach little kids, you must be wondering, how do I do it? So, how do I apply the techniques that you just mentioned or adapt them? Let's infuse phonetics and phonics into nursery rhymes, into stories, into songs. Break down words, emphasizing sounds, and guide your students to articulate them correctly. This bridges the gap between phonetic learning and the enchanting world of rhymes. Craft chants with phonetic focuses. Select chants that highlight a particular phonetic pattern. Encourage your students to pay special attention to these sounds, helping them grasp pronunciation nuances. Stand up when you hear th, sit down when you hear t. 3. Tree. Let's supercharge sight words learning with phonetics. Create challenges where students can identify specific phonetic elements within sight words. This boosts their phonetic awareness and also reinforces word recognition. Elevate chant activities by incorporating word building exercises. Encourage students to construct words using phonetic elements. This hands on approach solidifies their understanding of both phonetics and vocabulary. Unleash, and I mean this, unleash the power of storytelling. Do not think for 1 second that if a child does not understand every single word of a story, he cannot read or you cannot read to him. Children understand much more than you think, especially if you use books that have pictures. Narrate tales with a focus on phonetic elements. This captivates young minds while subtly reinforcing phonetic concepts in a delightful narrative form. Many of us who grew up as native speakers grew with the wonderful, wonderful stories of Dr. Seuss. Do you like green eggs and ham? I do not like them, Sam I am. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. I do not like them with a fox. I do not like them with a box. I do not like them in a house, and I do not like them with a mouse. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. And just like that, there are millions of stories that have focuses on phonetics, focus on specific words that you can use to practice with your students. Another thing that you can do is turn learning into an adventure. Organize treasure hunts where students search for items for specific phonetic sounds. This interactive activity makes phonetics a thrilling exploration. Foster creativity with a phonetic show and tell. Encourage students to bring items that connect to specific phonetic sounds. If you're looking at the sound f, telephone, flower, faucet, fragrance, encourage them to bring things that they can show and that they can explore and that reinforce their phonetic understanding. Through the integration of phonetics with nursery rhymes, chants, and sight words, you establish a very, very vibrant learning setting that cultivates language proficiency and a genuine enthusiasm for education. These approaches have a sustained influence on your students' educational paths. Thank you very much for joining me in video number 3, Phonology and Phonetics of the Oxford English Teaching Certification by Oxford Education. My name is Laura Belmar, and it has been a pleasure to guide you once more through another video. I hope to see you in video number 4. Goodbye.